Hi, kids. Welcome back from intermission. Another mule, but we kind of switched it up for a mezcal mule. And this time we've got... I didn't use the pear liqueur. I've got dry curacao and, a couple of shots of some fairly decent mezcal. I could drink it straight. But yeah, that's my own version, and we got, I squeezed this little portion of this orange in there, just like I did the last drink. Instead of lime, I got a whole bunch of those little oranges. I got to use them up. Okay, part 2 of our Valerian Borgias double feature. I know this is French. That photo, though. Pretty sexy. Conte. Immoral. Let's see. We got Lisa Danvers, Fabrice Lucchini, Charlotte Alexandra, Pastel Christophe, Florence Bellamy, Jacopo Baronazzini, Lorenzo Baronazzini, and Paloma Picasso. Yeah, don't put her on the poster, even though she's the most famous person in the movie. JFC. Okay, that was far enough back there. This is a 1974, so we're going backwards tonight. What's going on with my... 1974 Argos films, Valerian Borgias, and starring, I put on my review, starring Paloma Picasso. I mean, come on. 4 shorts. And again, I'm going to have to do some editing here on the fly. I mean, we'd certainly be getting demonetized if we made money. But we don't want to have to move to Vimeo or something. 4 shorts strung together into a full-length feature. First up, the tale of a dweeb who has no control but that over his sexy cousin. They decide to ride on their bicycles to the beach, where he makes her take him where he makes her do things that the whores that he visits on Wednesday do to him. To his cousin. As the tide comes in, he explains to her the science of the tide. And this is probably half the scene. Him getting serviced and explaining the tide to the girl who's servicing him. Somehow I don't see this flying in real life. But then again, I haven't tried that with my cousin. And then, like the train going into the tunnel, woohoo! Yeah, the water reaches up to them, and yeah, this begins her lessons. I wrote. I must have said something like that on the screen. Next up, Teresa, who is branded a tramp and locked in her bedroom for 3 days. I don't remember by whom. and fed only cucumbers. 3 days locked in a room, fed only cucumbers, because that's going to cure you of being a tramp. Right? Any scientists out there, psychologists, can back this up for me? Teresa's all worked up, kind of having, not fever dreams, but, dreams. Kind of like the dreams I have, and I wake up from, and I'm like all by myself, and I'm like, fuck. Those kind of dreams. And she uses the cucumbers for something other than food. Use your imagination. I can probably say this. I wrote here to churn the butter. Then she escapes through a window. She escapes through a window and is attacked by a perverted old man. So see, she just can't win, can she? We move from the straight-up fiction to the more historical fiction with the sensationalized story of Elizabeth Bathory, played by Paloma Picasso in this movie, who lured at least 80 young women to her abode to torture and kill. I mean, I think this actually happened. We see the girls gathered, they parade around this room and they're inspected and whatnot. With the promise of good work, you show up to a job interview and you're all lined up, for the job interview. Naked, of course, because that's what happens at job interviews. While they inspect your goodies to make sure that you're, chaste. They wash them up. And, next thing we know, there's Paloma in a bathtub full of blood. I wonder how many got hired. I mean, I don't know where Elizabeth Bathory lived, but where, how many girls can disappear before? Yeah. I mean, it takes at least a couple of, let's see, 8 pints. So it's going to take 4 or 5 girls to fill up a bathtub. Next, we really go off the tracks. And to my knowledge, this is historically accurate as well. I mean, it's a tale that happened in real life. I'm sure we made it much worse for cinematic, dramatic effect. So we all know about the Borgias, right? Yeah, if you know anything about Western European or European history, you know about the Borgias and the Pope and yeah. So here we have the most lurid legend about them. Lucrezia comes to Rome. She's the daughter. To visit her brother, Cardinal Caesar, and her father, Pope Alexander VI. Nice enough, Daughter going to visit her brother and dad. I take no issue so far. Until the pontiff orders everyone out. Go. All you aides, get out. And Lucrezia commences to Praying with her brother and father. I put here servicing. Okay. Yeah, servicing the Lord. Servicing her brother and father. I didn't learn this in catechism. So, yeah, but I think it's kind of, I don't know if it's rumor or if it's established. I honestly don't. And I'm not going too far out of my way to establish that, but I mean, the legend's big enough that it's lived till now. From when? The 1500s? 1600s? Okay. Let's hope we didn't get in trouble. If this were an American film, it would just be a TNA drive-in crap fest. Being French, however, and actually Polish, if we look at our director here, a Polish man likely working in France, it was truly unusual, unsettling. I'm not going to lie, it's unsettling. And entertaining. At the same time, yeah. Historical accuracy is always trumped by sexual taboo in the movies, whether they're Hollywood or not. So, keep that in mind. I don't know what really happened. I wasn't there. Jesus fucking Christ, I sound like a conservative. Were you really there? Were you there? That's what they always say, even in defense of Hitler. Okay. As a Catholic kid myself, I actually really want to believe this. Because, look at what's happened with all the priests, and the kids. So you're going to tell me that this didn't happen? Okay. Sexual taboo, and I suppose that is the point of a movie titled Immoral Tales. That's what that French title meant. Immoral Tales. This was actually on I think it was on Shudder as Immoral Tales. Strange and sexually charged, I wrote. And this one, since I wasn't traumatized by it nearly as much, we're going to give it 4. It's a 4-ring circus on featured 2, Immoral Tales. Now, let's see. Where are we at, anyway? I'm thinking we've got to do one more before the... I can't get my glove off. I had to look at the calendar here. So we're looking at the 15th, 22nd. You know what? We're done. We're done. The next show will be the season finale, a 4-parter with an interview with my brother. So we're not going to pick another movie out of the bucket. Because, we've already done 61. This is 62, 63 movies this season. Not counting the 4-part double or 4-part finale. So season finale will be the next show on the 29th? Yeah, the 29th of July. Season finale of the Late Night Picture Show. Season finale. Season 4, we will be moving into Season 5, and Season 5 will be here on Halloween, even though it's on a Tuesday. I will take the night off, because I got to take Charlie trick-or-treating. And I will post the season opener of Season 5. Now, I've yet to determine what Season 5 will be called. And I'm looking at the movies, because, we've done catchphrases from movies since Season 3 at least. Season of the Witch, obviously Halloween. We didn't use the subtitle of Jaws 4, but we used the catchphrase from Jaws 4. This time it's personal. So Season 5, I don't know. Attack of the Three-Headed Monster? Or the Three-Headed Monster? That'd be Ghidorah. We'll see. I'll think on it and we'll get back to that. But be sure and join us on the 29th for the season finale of the Late Night Picture Show, featuring my brother Billy. And we're going to talk about his experiences with the people who made the films that we're going to discuss, all 4 of them. Good night, kids.